Yeah, right. This is Corey Peterson with Kahuna Investments. I want to talk to you guys about rehab and kind of how to dial things in and really what makes rehab important and why you should have some quality control measures on rehab. One of the things with rehab that I've learned to do is that I actually try to get to my properties while my guys are working, just so they know that I'm always kind of here. That seems to help. The other thing is always make sure your expectations are met, and don't ever pay till you get those expectations met, because the one thing I know about contractors is that they tend to have a real short memory on what we agreed upon. So I always put it in writing, and then also the one thing I do is I don't pay until the job's finished, and I don't partially pay. I mean, I may partially pay a little bit if my painter needs some money to buy the paint, but nothing gets done. There's no final payment until the job's actually completed. So very important to watch what you're doing with your subs. Watch them, let them know that someone's always watching. And if you do that, you're gonna save yourself a lot of heartache. People are not gonna try to rip you off. And then, here's one thing that you do. If you feel like some contractor's getting high on some pricing, what you do is you just kind of bring in another sub and let them know that you have that job coming up. And then what happens is you just don't call them to do the job. And they're going to ask. They're going to say, hey, well, what happened to that one job? And then you just kind of say, oh, I got it taken care of. Well, what that means to them is, oh, man, he found another guy. And so all of a sudden they know that they are replaceable. And in my opinion, contractors have a shelf life. Not all of them. I mean, I've got some really great painters that work with me, but there's a lot of times that they have a shelf life, and for whatever reason they go overboard and they stop showing up. So know that that's a part of rehab that you got to deal with. You're always going to deal with contractors. I believe in being fair but stern. So, and usually how I control that fair and stern is with the money, right? No one gets paid until I think the job's done to my expectations, not the contractor's expectations, right? So let's go look at, right now Marco, my painter, is actually in this house. So I want to just give a quick little video of this house. This is 3040 Dancer. This home for $65,000. Nice little one-story, 1,674 square feet. It's got a pretty neat little area here. We're going to trim this bush down here. There was that same bush right here in this empty hole spot. I took that out because it's an eyesore. We're going to plant something real pretty right there, and trim this tree a little bit. Trim it down, trim it back, make it look good again. And then inside, we're going to paint this door right here. This is some things, little tips on rehab. Always paint the door casing, right? It's just first appearance. When people walk up to your door, you want it to snap. So Marco's already started painting. You can see he's got really clean lines here. Everything looks good. This is our standard color paint that we put on almost every home that we buy. It's a nice solid color. It's neutral enough, but it's it's a nice tan. There's Marco right there painting away. Alright. Marco is the man when it comes to paint. He's very trustworthy. And you want to give a plug? What's your number, Marco?
My number?
Yeah.
480-266-2171.
2121. Okay, so Marco.
71.
71. Okay, so if you need paint, I just gave you my contractor. That's if you're in Queen Creek, Arizona, or in Arizona. So basically what he's done, right now we've taken off all the blinds of the property. He's he's painted this room. This is just a rehabbing project right now. We got stuff for cleaning. We still got to do a clean. Here's another thing too I want to mention. A lot of people don't see this, and hopefully I can get it, but if you can look at this window, maybe it's better to look at it from this side. Man. Okay, I want you guys to see what I'm seeing, but maybe that's the best way right there. If you look at this window, there is just a bunch of haze. I mean, it is a filthy looking window. And so one thing that I do is I hire a person to come and clean every window. And it's usually a professional window guy. And what that does for me is, man, when you're looking at a window and it looks just kind of dirty, for people just automatically think it's just a dirty house. You make those things clean and snap, it's going to make your rehab look a lot better and just a lot more prettier and efficient. So, and then here in the backyard, we're in the process of doing a little bit of rehab here. We're not sure if we're going to plant grass or not, but we've got a bunch of crap here that we're going to put some rock down. We've got landscaping that's kind of so him-hawed done. So we'll see what goes on back here. Hopefully we're going to plant grass. It may be too late to plant ryegrass because there's so much shade. I'm just looking at it right now. There's shade in this area, and I don't know if it's going to heat up enough to germinate. So we'll try it. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. So I just want to give you a quick update what rehab does for you, why you should be watching your rehabs, managing your rehabs, and staying on top of it.